So the next step is after our header element, let's add a new group of content. Using the section element that introduces our conference, we'll begin this section with a new H2 element and end it with our existing paragraph. So we're going to create a new group of content. That's the phrase that was used, using the section element, and then we'll have a heading in there, right? A heading, and not a header, not a head, but a heading. We'll have a heading in there, and we'll have a paragraph. And let's go back up to this little diagram just to see what's a section do again. So section is just an area with some content, right? So section is an area with content, and we can read about what a section is used to identify thematic grouping of content, which generally but not always includes a heading. Okay, interesting. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to type that in, and after our header element, we're going to do that right here. We're going to create a new section. And then inside the section, we'll do heading, and then it'll be dedicated to the graph, and we'll do a paragraph. And instead of typing all that, because I don't really want to type it all, I'm just going to recopy this, Control-C, and drop it in. But I just wanted, you should type in the tags just to get the feel for it, start to use the WebStorm IDE. But there it is. So that's doing step 2. I guess we'll just go on and do step 3. This video is only a minute and 26 seconds, 30 seconds. Following the introduction to our conference, let's add another group of content that teases a few of the pages we'll be adding, specifically the speakers, schedule, and venue pages. Each of the pages we're teasing should also reside within blah, blah, blah. We'll group all these teasers inside a section element, and each individual teaser will be wrapped with a section element. And we'll have 3 section elements inside another section element, which is all right. So following the introduction to our conference, let's add another group of content. So the introduction to our conference is this stuff right here. And oh, I already had that paragraph right there, so we'll get rid of that one. And let's look at it again. There we go, there's the introduction to our conference. So following that, let's add another group of content. So we'll group the teasers inside section element. Another section element. And each individual teaser will be wrapped within a section element as well. In all, we'll have 3 section elements inside another section element, which is all right. So we'll have a section element and we'll have 3 that are kind of like this. And this makes me think of something known as emmet. So I'm going to go over here and emmet WebStorm and emmet JetBrains. And it says here, let me just make this bigger. In this page, enable WebStorm to use emmet and HTML, XML files and style sheets. And file settings editor. And emmet's going to allow us to write code a little bit more quickly. So I'm going to pause this for a second and do a moment of research and come back and show you what it does. Okay, I'm back. I haven't used emmet in a little bit, so I just had to refresh my mind. But here's what you can do with emmet. So let's say that I needed to add a navigation element. And inside that navigation element, I wanted to have an unordered list with one item in it. I could type it in like this and hit tab, and it automatically wrote all that code for me. And so that's just natively enabled in WebStorm. Alternatively, what if I needed 10 LI elements? I could multiply that by 10 and hit tab, and it wrote all that. So it saves me writing tags. And so, you know, how do you know what these codes are? You go to Google and you search for emmet, and you come to emmet. There's emmet, the essential toolkit, emmet documentation, emmet cheat sheet. And here is, you can watch a little demo of what emmet does at their emmet.io website, emmet.io. And the cheat sheet is the best one. So you can just come in here, and that's where I picked up that example right off the bat, and then this example right there, right off the bat. And so I want to use this to try to do what we need to do right here, because we need 3 of these, which would be inside our main section. We need a section, and then inside that section we need an H5, and we don't want the H3 to be inside the H5, so we want it to be at the same level. So how do we do that in emmet? I'm going to look for an example, and we want like 2 tags at the same level. So I'm just looking at UL and then LI. I'm just looking for 2 tags at the same level. So here's a header, and then there's a footer, and those are at the same level. Child, siblings. So siblings, pluses, it looks like div p bq, right? Those are all siblings. So let's try h5 plus h5 plus h3, because these are all siblings, plus p. And I'm going to hit tab. And we need this all multiplied by 3. And I don't just want the p multiplied by 3. I'm just going to try parentheses and see if that does the whole shebang. I don't know if parentheses work in Emmet. We're about to find out. They did. Like, wow, that's code genius right there. And notice where my insertion point is. So it's flashing right there, and I can start typing. And then I think if I hit tab, oh, no. Hit Control Z, see if I can get back to the red. I have to go all the way back there, Control Z. And now I've got the red insertion point, type something, enter, type, enter, type, enter, type, enter, type, enter, type, 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 enter, type, 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 enter, type, 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 enter, type, 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 enter. So it really helps you write code fast. Not that I'm a coder, I just teach it. So there it is, and I'll just go right there and kabam. To fill in this stuff, I don't want to type, so I'm just gonna again grab it from Shay's website, which isn't sliding over, and it's right there. So I'll just grab all that, and that's gonna be my first one. It looks like, and I'll expand this, and you'll notice I'm going over the line here. That line is kind of where I want my code to wrap. So to get to wrap, Control-Alt-L will reformat my code, and now it's wrapping around that line. I imagine in the next videos we'll be adding to these sections, so we'll do that next.